You're standing at the bottom of a flight of stairs, heart pounding against your ribs, wondering why a 60-second climb feels like you've just run a marathon. You've been told your whole life to just get active, but nobody ever explains the human mechanics of what's actually happening inside the microscopic world of your cells. You think exercise is just about burning calories or getting big, but that's a Hollywood fantasy. In reality, every time you move, you are triggering a shadowy algorithm of chemical signals that decide whether your body builds a fortress or allows a slow erosion of your vitality. You aren't just moving your limbs, you are overclocking the most complex machine in the known universe. Let me explain every type of exercise and the literal cellular transformation they trigger. To understand exercise, we have to look at the value of your cellular energy. Most people think they get energy from a workout, but just like caffeine, exercise doesn't actually give you energy. It teaches your body how to manage the energy it already has, so you don't feel exhausted. Your cells run on a currency called ATP. Think of ATP as the money of your body. When you sit on the couch, your cells are patient and boring, holding on to their cash. But the moment you start to move, you create a demand for that money, and your body has to figure out a way to increase the supply. Let's start with aerobic exercise, the endurance machine. This is your running, swimming, or cycling. When you engage in steady, long-form movement, your cells enter a modern ritual of oxygen consumption. You start breathing harder, not because your lungs are small, but because your cells are screaming for oxygen to burn fuel. Inside your muscle cells, you have tiny power plants called mitochondria. If you don't exercise, these power plants are like abandoned factories. But when you do cardio, your brain sends a signal, a bit like compound interest, telling your cells to create clones of these power plants. This is called mitochondrial biogenesis. The sensory experience of a runner's high isn't just happiness, it's a surge of endorphins and endocannabinoids, similar to the effects of cannabis, where the world feels funnier, warmer, and softer. At the cellular level, your mitochondria are becoming more efficient. They are learning to turn fat and sugar into ATP with less waste. You're essentially reinvesting your effort to ensure your future self has energy that feels infinite. The reality check here is that if you stop, those clones disappear. Your body is a middleman that only keeps what it absolutely needs to survive the current demand. Next, we have anaerobic exercise, or structural repair, lifting weights and resistance training. This isn't about burning fat in the moment. It's about rebuilding the blueprint of your body. When you lift something heavy, you are creating microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. To your nervous system, this feels like actual danger. Your body reacts as if it's been attacked and initiates a full survival response. Inside the cell, this triggers protein synthesis. Your DNA pulls back the curtain on its instructions and starts building new muscle proteins to armor the fiber against the next attack. This is a manic episode of growth where your cells are buzzing with ideas on how to get stronger. You aren't just getting big, you are increasing your basal metabolic rate. Think of this as money's way of charging rent. Muscle tissue is expensive for your body to maintain. It requires energy just to exist while you're asleep. This is the ultimate cheat code for fat loss. By building muscle, you are making your money work for you while you sleep, creating a time bomb that turns small gains into massive wins for your metabolism. Then there's high-intensity interval training, HIIT, the metabolic shock. This is the methamphetamine of exercise. It hits like a lightning bolt, supercharging your heart rate and forcing your cells into maximum volume. During HIIT, your cells can't get enough oxygen, so they switch to a backup generator that produces energy without it. This creates a chemical hangover called lactic acid. You feel the burn, a sharp edge of pain that tells your brain you are crossing lines you wouldn't sober. The magic of HIIT happens during the come down. After the workout, your body enters a state called EPOC, excess post-exercise oxygen consumption. Your cells are scrambling to pay back the oxygen debt you just took out. They are slaving away to return your body to neutral, and in the process they burn an incredible amount of fuel. It also increases your insulin sensitivity. Think of insulin as a gatekeeper or a matchmaker for your blood sugar. HIIT makes your cells more social and open, allowing them to soak up sugar from your blood with ease, preventing the slow erosion of your health caused by high blood sugar. We can't forget flexibility and mobility, the skeleton maintenance. Most people ignore this because it feels patient and boring, but just like the soldier position of sleeping, mobility work ensures your spine stays completely neutral and your joints aren't under unnatural pressure. At the cellular level, stretching helps clear out metabolic waste, the trash left behind by your other workouts. It keeps your fascia, the webbing that holds your cells together, from becoming rigid like an actual log. Without this, your body becomes a prisoner to its own stiffness, and you'll find yourself bracing for impact every time you move. Finally, let's talk about the totally incorrect facts people believe about exercise. You've heard that no pain, no gain is the only way to see results. That is a Hollywood fantasy. Pain is a message from your nervous system that something is fracturing. While a burn is normal, sharp pain is a walking red flag. Another myth is that you can spot reduce fat from your stomach. Your body doesn't work that way. It's a shadowy algorithm that decides where to pull fuel from based on your genetics, not your crunches. The fix for a sedentary life isn't a manic burst of effort that leaves you emotionally exhausted and broken. It's about being early, diversified, and patient. You need a mix of aerobic endurance, anaerobic strength, and mobility to keep the machine sparkling with credibility. Don't chase the trail of fad diets or extreme workouts that feel like a withdrawal disguised as culture. Time is the most valuable asset in the world, and how you spend it determines the value of your health. If you don't invest in your movement now, you are watching inflation quietly steal your future. You want a body that feels like a relief, where muscles loosen, thoughts quiet, and the world stops feeling so sharp. If this breakdown of your cellular mechanics helped you see the invisible gears of your own health, then you're already one step ahead of the machine. We're building a community of people who want to understand the human mechanics of the world, not just stay in the loop of misinformation. If you have a topic you want me to explain, whether it's a hidden psychological trap, a financial fire, or a medical disorder turned into a cultural nightmare, leave it in the comments below. I read every single one of your ideas to see what we should pull back the curtain on next. Hit the subscribe button to level up your understanding.